Fitting the wood to the metal, or what we call heading up the stock, isn't too difficult if you've got the right tools, understand the process. Let me show you how it's done. The original stock was apparently built by Grandpa and wasn't shaped or inletted well enough to be duplicated. So I'm using a stock from another Parker shotgun from the same era. The only downside is that it's a pistol grip stock, so the grip will have to be removed. The duplicated stock is called a semi-inletted stock because 95% of the wood has already been removed from the action area. It looks pretty good, but a lot of work and patience is required to complete the fitting. The first step is to flatten the face of the stock. There's a tenon left from the duplicating process, and this surface needs to be perfectly flat to match up with the rear of the receiver. After fixturing the stock in the vise, I'll use a sharp wood chisel and with light paring cuts remove most of the excess wood. Once I get close, I'll use a straight edge to check my progress. It's not quite level, so I need to remove a little more wood. Once I'm further along, a little inletting black on the straight edge will really show the high spots. After I've removed as much as I can with the chisel, I'll switch to some 220 grit sandpaper around a file. Again, checking with the straight edge, I'll sand away the high spots until the surface is almost perfectly flat. The tang is inletted next. Some more inletting black, and I'll tap the receiver with a rawhide mallet. The inletting black will show the contact points, which are removed with a chisel. It takes several cycles to get the tang inletted fully into the stock. A sharp chisel is a must. I'm also careful not to pry against the sides of the inletting, which would damage the edges. The tang has a slight draft, which means the top is a little bit wider than the bottom. This draft makes the inletting a little easier. The trigger plate is next, and the fitting process is the same. One of the most important surfaces on the trigger plate is the recoil shoulder. It's angled, and when properly fit, helps hold the stock tight against the receiver. Several cycles of applying inletting black and scraping away the high spots are required to get an exact fit. Once the plate is completely inlet, all that remains is to drill the hole for the tang screw. I fixtured the receiver and trigger plate in the drill press vise using some brass shims to protect the finish. It's a simple matter to align the drill bit with the holes in the tang and trigger plate. Once I'm satisfied with the alignment, I'll pull off the trigger plate and clamp the stock into the receiver. Then I drill the hole slowly, clearing the chips often. The tang screw hole is now centered in the stock, and the screw fits without binding.